How's it going? Good morning. Let people come on. Hey there, how's it going? From Bulgaria, from Chicago. Good to see you guys. How's everyone doing? We're gonna let people come on this morning. Take this jacket off real quick. How's it going, everyone? Still waiting for one to come in. Hey, from Columbus, Ohio. Hey there, how's it going? Good morning, Felicia. Good morning, Jessica. Hey, from Canada, from Buckingham, England. Good to see you. From St. Louis, #EFAM. James knows what it's up. Trinidad, Michigan, West Virginia. From St. Louis, hey, how's it going? Good morning, everyone. Welcome to 7 at 7. Good morning. Hey, Daniel. Oh, from the Matthews campus. Karen, we love that you start your day with us as well. Good to see you guys from Houston, Texas. From New Zealand. From OKC, okay. From New York. From California. Wow. Guys from all over the place, good to see you this morning. Welcome to 7 at 7. Welcome from Thomasville, North Carolina. Going to Elevation Winston-Salem. Hey, did you guys know we have people that meet in Elevation for Elevation Church in Winston-Salem? Also in Roanoke, Virginia. Awesome. From South Africa, from Argentina, from Ukraine, from Cary, North Carolina, from Virginia. Wow. Great to see you guys. From Louisiana. Hey, my people, I'm from Louisiana. Good to meet you. Good to see you this morning. You're an hour behind, so 6 a.m. for you. That's awesome. That's something I was thinking about as you guys are joining in. It's 7 a.m. for us, but hey, Jamie, how's it going? 7 a.m. for us, but for some of you guys, it's the middle of the afternoon. You're tuning in with us. So welcome to 7 at 7. I think we're waiting on one more to get started. Hello from the Philippines. From Australia. Wow, what time is it in Australia right now? Pennsylvania. Great to see you guys. It's 4 a.m. Is it 4 a.m. in Australia? Wow, 7 p.m. Okay. Yes, we're going to get started in just a second. We're just waiting on one more platform to get going. Hey, while we're waiting, why don't you guys tell me what's your favorite song from the Elevation Worship album, There Is a Cloud? You guys have There Is a Cloud yet? It is amazing. I hope you guys are using that album to encourage yourself, songs of faith. Hey, here's a little behind the scenes. Maybe you didn't know this. On the album cover, Do It Again. I love that one too. Grateful, yes. On the album cover, it's called There's a Cloud, obviously, but there's not a cloud on the album cover. I had some people ask me, like, why did we name our album There Is a Cloud, but we don't have any clouds on the cover art? There's nowhere in any of the pictures any clouds. And it speaks to the faith that we have in the dry seasons. These are songs that encourage us through the dry seasons. They encourage us when we feel maybe far from God, especially Yours, None. I love those. There Is a Cloud. That's amazing. We're glad to have you guys. Okay, I think we're up and running on YouTube now. Good to see you this morning. Welcome to 7 at 7. Hey, my name is Zach Rowe. I am the E-Student Director at our Lake Norman location, so shout out to Lake Norman. We are really excited that you guys chose to be with us this morning. We've been on a journey for the last few weeks, a journey of a 7-mile miracle. My favorite part about this journey is that we're on it together. It's all of us together from all over the world. If you have your comments live, and you can see people are tuning in from all over the world to be a part of this, and it's our privilege and honor to be with you this morning, to maybe start off your day, to end your day, to give you a boost right in the middle of the day, whatever it is. Thanks for joining with us today. And I kind of want to jump straight in this morning. I would love to just share a little bit about my story. We've been on this journey together. We're over halfway through the journey, and it's a 7-mile miracle, and here we are in mile 4, a word of abandonment. And I know what you're thinking. Maybe you think abandonment. All week long we've been talking about this. And maybe you joined in for a little morning pep talk, and now you hear abandonment and you're going, oh great, this is exactly what I need. I wanted to laugh and I got abandonment. But you know what? When I heard about abandonment, I was really excited because I've seen God move in some amazing ways in my life through this topic of abandonment. And it doesn't feel like it, but I hope maybe today we'll be able to get a new perspective together. So here's a little bit about my story. I have a similar story to probably many of you guys, in that I experienced abandonment before I really could understand what it meant for me. There's no way I could have understood what it meant at a year old when my dad walked out. But I know that those things have an effect for the rest of our life. Abandonment, ironically, has a way of sticking around. It's crazy to think, but we carry these things through with us. And so just really quickly, I want to zoom into kind of one story, one experience that I walked through that I hope will encourage you guys as well. When I was 10 years old, my mom was diagnosed with cancer, and she actually passed away on December 12th of the year 2000. And so a year and a half went by with me living with my stepdad and my little sister, and things were great. We were trying to just make it through, trying to cope with the loss of my mom, trying to just move on from that experience. And a year and a half later, he actually got remarried. And so his new wife, my stepmom, had 2 kids of her own. And we try to do what maybe many of you have tried to do as well, which is just gel these families together to figure out what's this dynamic going to look like now that there's me and my little sister and then another family joining together. And we tried as hard as we could to make it work. But ultimately one day, my stepdad came and sat me down and said, hey, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have you and your sister move out of the house and live with your grandparents. And I know that in the moment it didn't maybe register for me that I felt abandoned, but somewhere on some deep level, that's how I took it. I interpreted it as abandonment whenever, in my perspective, I was being asked to leave the house. And I don't know for you if it was someone close to you that has made you experience this feeling of abandonment. Maybe for you, like me, you've lost someone close to you. Maybe they've passed away. And somehow I made my mother passing away all about me. All I could see was that she had abandoned me. That's what I felt like. And I know it doesn't make any sense from a perspective that doesn't have any emotional ties to the situation. But for me, it felt that way. It felt like I was being abandoned. And abandonment has a way of making it all about you. Think even of how we describe abandonment. They left me. They hurt me. They walked out on me. We make it all about ourselves. And the reality is abandonment is an event until it becomes an attitude. Abandonment is an event until it becomes an attitude. See, abandonment has a way of trying to replace the filter that you see your life through. It'll put this new perspective. It works its way to the front of your perspective, trying to see itself in every single thing that you do. It tries to find itself. Once you've felt abandonment, there's a tendency to expect it to happen again. You almost live in this sense of fear. You know, when my stepdad asked me to leave, it shifted how I encountered everyone else in my life. It took it to a new extreme. Like, for example, if I had a hangout with a friend and it got canceled, I felt like I was abandoned. If my grandpa was coming home from work and we were supposed to play football that night or hang out in the front yard, and he came home and was too tired to do that, I felt abandoned. It's crazy how this happens, but maybe you've experienced it as well. Maybe the abandonment that you have felt works its way into your everyday life. Maybe you're going through your office and you're in a meeting and people don't take your idea. And the abandonment that you felt in the past is sticking around for you. And now you feel like you're abandoned when they don't take your idea. I'm just trying to say that abandonment can become an event. It is an event. It happened, but it can become an attitude if we let it become an attitude. In the Bible, it says when Jesus was hanging on the cross that darkness was over the entire land during the time that Jesus felt abandoned. Darkness was over the land. And I thought about how maybe that is a physical picture of what we sometimes emotionally or mentally or spiritually feel when we have this sense of abandonment. It's almost like this perspective, this dark cloud, this looming, impending doom that we feel like is going to happen, this anxiety that we can live in when we experience abandonment. But in reality, abandonment is an event unless we let it become an attitude. And abandonment might be limiting your relationships right now. I just hope that you can become aware of the attitude that you have. Do you have an attitude of abandonment? Is it limiting the relationships that you're in right now? Maybe you've dealt with something in the past and you carry it over. It's a perspective though, because abandonment becomes this lens. It becomes this filter that we see our lives through. Here we are on social media where we're all masters of the filter. We're all masters of the angle. Even these cameras that are on me right now are angled in such a way that you can't tell that I ate way too much last night. But in reality, we're good at filtering. But sometimes we grab the filter of abandonment. It becomes this defense mechanism for us. It becomes this thing that we do to protect ourselves. We're trying to see abandonment coming again. But maybe today the only encouragement you need is that God doesn't want you to live that way. He never intended you to live with anticipation of abandonment. He wants you to be set free from it. You don't have to have that attitude anymore. In Pastor's book, 7 Mile Miracle, if you haven't picked this book up already, we really hope that you will grab a copy of 7 Mile Miracle. It is going to encourage you. It's encouraged us as we've jumped into it over the last few weeks. But on page 87 of the book, it was one little line in the middle of the page, one thing that jumped out at me, and it was this line that Pastor wrote. And here it goes. Ready? This is going to change some stuff for you. It says, "Hold on to the invisible God." That's it. Were you expecting more? Hold on to the invisible God. When I read that, I thought about what I was holding on to in those times in the past when I experienced abandonment. Because sometimes we try to move on, but in reality, we're still holding on to abandonment. And so I just want to ask you today, are you holding on to the filter of abandonment? Are you holding on to the attitude of abandonment? Or are you reaching to hold on to the invisible God? Because there is a friend closer than a brother. There's the promise of the Holy Spirit that lives with us even today, and the promise of God that says He doesn't want you to stay in this feeling that you may have. Maybe over the last few days you've been learning more about abandonment and how we can overcome it, knowing that even though we feel abandoned, it doesn't mean that we're alone. But maybe today the fix and the solution is not external. Maybe for you it's internal. Maybe you need to just look in the mirror and realize you've been holding up a filter of abandonment, trying to see it coming, but in reality, there's a new way to live. Here's what I know, is that as we drop that filter of abandonment today, if you'll just let it go, if you'll be willing to let go of what you've been holding on to, then you'll realize that your hands are now open to receive the healing that God wants to give you. If you'll let go of the lens of abandonment, your hands are open to receive God's healing that He wants to give to you today, and it's available right now. I hope that, if nothing else, you'll examine your heart, see what you've been holding on to, and we are so excited that you've been on this journey with us. If this is your first day, come back tomorrow morning. If you live in a community near one of our physical locations, please join us at church tonight or tomorrow morning if you're part of our eFam at 9:30 and 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. Tune in, Elevation Church Online. We love you guys. Thank you for being with us, and we hope to see you again soon. See ya.